Hey fans, welcome to another episode of J&J Sports Talk
Top of the morning to you, Lottie.
podcast. Season 1 is going to be episode 5. We're going to talk about a couple things. I have a lot of baseball. I got a lot of baseball.
I got a lot of basketball.
First things first, the race last week was insane.
I didn't watch it, but I did see who won it and all that, and I found out your driver didn't do as good as you wanted him to.
It was on another note. It was storming and it was heavy rain. The track was wet.
I hear excuses. What do y'all hear?
But it was a very thrilling season opener because of the rain, and the rain makes it
Slick track.
super hard to
like that.
drive on. You have
Do you
to
think
have
Lando
more-
Norris was complaining about the rain?
Everybody was complaining about the rain.
He won it, didn't he?
He won it just because of good strategy on McLaren's part.
Right on.
I love Zach Brown. He's a great principal.
I think it's a great band too.
Not talking about the band. But no, he's a really good principal. I think he has a great team in Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. I think they're great drivers. His crew is really good.
Okay.
But the thing that gets me, though, is there was a total of 6 DNFs in that race.
Did not finish. So just for
Right.
those of you like me that don't follow racing, DNFs did not finish. Did not whatever.
2 of them were veterans. One was Carlos Sainz that wrecked. The other one was Fernando Alonso that wrecked.
Well, like you said, the track was slick, the weather, all that plays into it. So, yeah, absolutely. I can imagine there was quite a few did not finishes.
Right. And there was 4 rookies that wrecked.
Rookies.
It was Dohan, Lawson, Bartoletto, and what was the other one? I forgot the other one. I didn't write down that one. Okay. But anyway, there was 4 of them total that wrecked. All rookies, which slick track, first race, it could have been the pre-game jitters. But going into the starting of the season, practice one was phenomenal.
So you think it's going to be a good season?
It's
Better
gonna
than
be,
projected?
It's going to be an interesting season with the rookies. Lando Norris came in at P1.
Well, I know before they even did the qualifying, before they did all of that, they were already picking Lando Norris to win it this first race. So obviously he did what was expected.
Right.
You know,
he has a great car.
Right, yeah. I mean,
McLaren has a great car.
They were already picking him to win this first race, and then when he did win it, I saw that he won it. I said, obviously there's something there.
Right. Well, McLaren is constructors champions from last year, so they got built a really awesome car. Carlos Sainz came in second, P1. Then Leclerc came in third. Piastri came in fourth, and Max came in fifth.
So that's your top 5 right there.
That's practice 1, and then practice 2, Leclerc came in first, which I had high hopes. Piastri came in second. Norris came in third. Yuki Tsunoda came in fourth, and Hamilton came in fifth, which both Ferraris came in the top 5, so I'm good.
Leclerc qualified in all 3 of the practice then, right?
Yes. Yep.
He's the only one I'm really seeing that did.
Leclerc came in fourth in the third one. Piastri came in first in the third one. Then it was Russell. That's my daughter's favorite driver. And then the rookie Kimi Antonelli. He's the son of a big Formula One.
Yeah, I've heard that name before.
He came in 5th, and he actually did really good in the race. I think he came in 4th in the race, the actual race, which is phenomenal for a rookie. And then qualifying, Lando Norris got pole position. Pole position, basically, you got first place.
Yeah, they said it was the first time, and there's only been a few times that pole position has actually won the race.
Yeah.
So,
well, unless you're Max Verstappen, then there's been other times.
Well, they were talking about that, but so Lando won it.
So in the race, Lando won it. Max came in 2nd, and then Russell came in 3rd.
That's your podium. Right
that's
there.
your podium right there. Yeah. McLaren took it to Red Bull. That is their goal. That was McLaren's goal. That's also Ferrari's goal, because McLaren, Ferrari, and Red Bull have a 3-way rivalry going that they all hate Red Bull. Zach Brown hates Red Bull. The principal for Ferrari, guess what? Hates Red Bull. The principal, Toto Wolff from Mercedes, can't stand Christian Horner. Guess what? That's Red Bull. But yeah, so there's a trend coming.
Okay, so taking that rivalry right there, and let's move into my area now. Let's move into a little bit of basketball. March Madness, baby. You know, who do you have winning it all in your bracket? I just filled out my brackets, and
Yeah,
I tell you what, I've got some upsets. I think some people are going to be really upset with the way I've got it going out. I think pretty much the first round's going to go pretty much as planned, as scheduled. You know, it's their practice rounds, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But even in that, I've got a couple of upsets, but nothing earth-shattering.
I've got VCU beating BYU. Oh, that's
Man, that's a big upset. That's pretty.
Yeah.
I think it is. I mean, they're number 8 and 11 seeds, so they're pretty close. You know, so yeah, that's an upset, but not earth shattering.
yeah.
You know, I've got in the Sweet 16, moving up to the Sweet 16. I hate to say it, I think Texas A&M is going to beat Auburn. You know, let's look at that first bracket right there, coming out of the South. I think Texas A&M beats Auburn.
See, I don't think so. I got Auburn over Texas A&M just because the way Auburn has been playing this year.
Well, you've got Florida going all the way
I've got Florida going all
to
the way.
the championship. I've got them. I tell you what, I've got them going to the Elite Eight and then losing to Kansas.
Well, the team that could probably beat Florida in my book is Arkansas, but I still got Florida over Arkansas.
See, I don't think Florida's going to have any problems with any of them. In fact, who do I got beating Arkansas? I've got Kansas beating Arkansas. The Jayhawks, man, I really think they're going to do it. I think they're going to move. They're hungry. I think they're hungry. On the opposite side of the bracket, I've got Duke pretty much going all the way to the Final Four just because of Flag. I know he's out right now, and he may even miss this first round of the of March Madness just because he's got a sprained ankle right now. But they're projecting he may even play on Friday. But I mean, they play the winner of the American and Mount St. Mary's game. I don't see them having any problem there.
No.
And then, so I think Cooper Flag could sit out that week or that day. But then they've got Mississippi State, and I think that's going to be a closer game than people think it is. But I've got Duke pulling it out.
Yeah.
I've got Vanderbilt beating St. Mary's and having having to face Alabama. Man, that's
Yeah.
a tough call for Vanderbilt. That's where
That'd
your
be a good
bracket
game.
goes into a little different than mine. You've actually got Vandy beating Alabama.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a rather embarrassing time for Vanderbilt. I'm sorry.
See, I don't know much on Alabama's past. I just know how they are now.
I'm telling you, Mark Sears is a beast. I don't know how the man does it. He just throws stuff up and it goes. I don't know. I've played basketball my whole life, and usually when you throw up prayers, you miss. He don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, all this. Okay, we got to hit on something that's kind of close to my heart. I've got Tennessee winning it all in national championship. Of course, I do. You know, I got to support my team.
Hey,
But I think it's really
I
going
do
to come
too.
down to Duke and Tennessee on that side of the Final Four. It could even be Houston and Duke because Tennessee plays. I've got Tennessee playing Houston. Could be a close game, but something that we've got to hit on all this is.
See, I think y'all would beat Houston.
Houston's a good team right now, but we've got to hit on some of these refs, man. When are they going to be held accountable for some of the stuff that they're calling and they're not calling?
Yeah, not only in basketball but in any sport.
Right. I mean, in one play the other night, and this was for both sides. Now I was watching the Tennessee game, of course, but I'll just be honest. Florida outplayed Tennessee. They outplayed them. But in one play, I picked out four fouls, an over and back, and a double dribble in one play. And even the announcers, who I rarely even listen to, I mean, I usually mute them, but even they were saying, "Oh my gosh, that was a foul. Oh wow, that was a foul. Oh wow, he went over and back." You know, these refs have got to be held accountable because these games mean something right now. This is the time of year where games mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting pretty serious. So where do we hold the refs accountable for their calls that are game-changing or game-altering, or that decide the final outcome of the game? You know, there were some bad calls this week that I've watched. Some really bad calls. Does my voice mean anything? Absolutely not. But I think, you know, the NCAA should really look into some of these refs.
Yeah, crack down on it for sure.
You know, they're cracking down in the NFL,
Yep.
which we're going to go into next, right? No, we're going into baseball next. But they are cracking down on the NFL on some of these calls. So I think they should do the same thing in basketball, crack down on these people.
In all the sports.
And get rid of the thugness. You know, I don't think there's any room on a basketball court for a thug.
Yeah, and the immaturity.
You know,
If you're going to represent a school or you're going to represent a state or whatever, you need to act like you're representing that,
Right,
that
absolutely.
school or that state.
You're
And
absolutely right.
Get rid of the immaturity.
So let's talk a little baseball here because, yeah, we're about that time on the clock there. Baseball, I haven't really followed it just because it is preseason. I know the Japanese series is going on right now. The Dodgers beat the Cubs.
6-2.
You know, but I'll start really paying attention when the games mean something.
Ohtani hit the first home run of the season.
Well, Ohtani's a beast.
And you got Edman who hit a home run, and you got Hernandez that hit a home run. Edman hit his first solo home run, and then Ohtani hit a home run, and Hernandez.
Ohtani, I just don't understand the man.
He's a beast.
It's unnatural for a person to be that good. In a couple of the positions, you don't ever hear pitchers really hitting home runs, stealing bases.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a beast.
He's good, man. I'm becoming a fan. You know, I didn't think I would, but I'm becoming a fan. The man is good.
Yeah,
he is just good.
He is.
Um,
I've got
So who do you have? Let's talk a little bit about future. Let's look ahead. You know,
yeah,
sort of like we did with March Madness. Who do you got going where
I'll tell you what.
this year?
So this is the way too early picks
Way too early
for the series. But I've got my picks because it's that time. And so, you know, I've got the American League East. I got the Yanks winning the East.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
You know,
And you probably got the Dodgers going.
I've got you know, I've got to have my Dodgers going. You know, National League West. They're going to win that. And then I actually got the Twins winning the AL Central.
Yeah, I think they're probably the best team in the AL Central.
I've got the Astros winning the AL West.
Ooh,
I know, over the Rangers.
Oh, I tell you what, I got to stick with my Florida team, and I'm gonna go Mariners on that
Ooh,
one.
you can go Mariners.
They need it. They need it.
Yeah.
Not that they're probably gonna do it, but they need it.
Yeah.
So, what about in the
Go
National League?
Mariners.
What do you got there, man?
Man, I got the Braves taking the East in the National League.
I don't have that. I've got the Phillies.
Why do you have the Phillies?
I don't know. I've got that feeling. You know, you get that tingling in the pit of your stomach. You just go, okay, I'm going Phillies.
Okay. The National League Central, man, I got the Cardinals. Cardinals is just a good pick. It's a safe pick.
It is a safe pick.
They've been a good team for years. It's just a safe pick.
Just a little bit of shout out here. Ellie De La Cruz, do your thing, man, this year. Pull the Reds through. Let's do it. Let's get it going. Let's get it on, baby. Let's get it on.
But you know what? If I had to pick a second team, it would be the Reds.
I think they're going to be the sleeper team.
They
in
very
the
well
Central.
could be. They
I
very
think they're
well
going to be a
could
sleeper team in the
Absolutely.
Central.
Yeah.
What about in the West? What
The
do you
West,
got? You got Dodgers.
Got to
of
go with my
course.
Dodgers, man.
Of course.
You know,
Although
Otani, Edman, Hernandez. A shout out. You know, y'all are awesome. Keep up the good work.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to go Padres.
You can go Padres.
I'm not a big fan of the
What?
Padres, but I tell you, in the last couple of years,
I would rather go Diamondbacks over
Well,
Padres.
last couple of years, I've watched the Padres start stepping it up, and I think they're going to be a name, man, that we're going to be hearing a lot this year.
Shoot, I think I'd go Giants over the Padres. Is horrible.
Okay. But when they beat your Dodgers, you know.
Anyway, so I've got.
Hey, I told you I was going to upset some people today.
So I've got the NLDS and the ALDS picks. I've got the Yanks versus the Astros, with the Yanks taking over the Astros, and the ALDS and the NLDS. I got the Dodgers and the Braves, with the Dodgers taking over the Braves. What you think, man?
I can live with the Yankees for sure. Like I said, it may be Houston. That's a good safe pick right there. But again, I don't think so. I'm gonna go with the Mariners again, man. I think it's gonna be the Yanks and the Mariners. And then National League, man, I don't really know. I'm going to say Philadelphia, and I hate to say it, probably the Cardinals.
Oh, the Cards.
I think the Cards are going to really do it this year. I know, man, they've always just got a tough team. They're just tough. They're good. And I don't know why they're good, but they're good.
Yeah, they've been a pretty good team.
Yeah.
And of course, I got the Dodgers and the Yanks in the World Series.
Well, every time my Reds play the Cards, I know we always have a hard time. You know, the Cubs, we always split series with them. But for some reason, we can't get over that hump of St. Louis. So I'm going Cards.
Cards, man, they're a good pick. I've I think in the World Series, though, I think it's going to be the Dodgers and the Yankees, in my opinion, second time. It was last year, and it's going to be this year, with the Dodgers on top of the Yankees.
Okay, let's get the elephant out of the room. Who's going number one pick? Who's going where in the NFL?
Number one pick in the NFL?
You got Titans taking the number one pick, then Cleveland. Titans, I could see the Titans actually trading to get a better position as far as, getting an extra pick in the draft, in that first round or whatever. I can see them trading up and doing stuff like that. I personally think that Travis Hunter, is going to go to Cleveland. I think he's going to go to Cleveland. I think he's going to do well in Cleveland just because he can play both sides of the ball. He's an athlete that has got to be reckoned with. Shedeur Sanders, I think I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are out there that like him. I think he's getting to the NFL because of his name and because of his namesake.
Well, I think the Titans would be crazy not to pick up Shedeur Sanders.
I don't think so at all.
You don't think so?
I don't think so at all. I think Shedeur Sanders is highly overrated, and might play 4 years at best.
Well,
4 to 5 years at best in the NFL.
Well, I definitely think Travis Hunter is better than Shedeur Sanders, by far, in my opinion.
Yes.
And Travis Hunter's going to go first round somewhere.
Oh, he's going to go he's going to be in the first 4 or 5 picks anyway, and I've got him going number 2, if not number 1.
Yeah,
because he'll fit anywhere.
Yeah,
anywhere.
He's an athlete,
right? Every team in the NFL, all 32 teams need an athlete.
And you know what? Shout out to Travis Hunter. He's a great. Not only is he a great player, but he's a great person off the field too.
Right, absolutely.
His manners, his what's that?
Authenticity.
Like it's awesome. He's a great person off the field too. I follow him on TikTok. And
I think that's something that you've got to have. That you don't have to have it, but you should have. As a whether we're talking NFL, we're talking Formula One, we're talking basketball, baseball.
As an athlete, matter. Period.
You need to have that off when you're playing at that professional level. You need to have a professional demeanor, and looking backwards at like a Pac-Man Jones was not there.
Yeah,
as good as he was, Deion Sanders did not have it. I don't think he was a very professional guy off the field. And we're talking about his son being in the draft now. So how far does the fruit fall from the tree? That's a hard thing to say. But I think Shedeur's a decent guy. And he's a decent player. He's great. He's good.
I think he's average.
I'd say he's just above average, but I don't think he is elite by any means.
He's a runner. He's a great runner, but
so is Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Well,
look where he's at right now.
Yeah.
And that's a shout out to Tim because he was a great player at the University of Florida. He was a great player.
And he was another one that was very mature.
And very outstanding off the field.
Yeah.
But
he's a great Christian.
It just wasn't for him. I think it's going to be. I think Shedeur will make it a few seasons in the NFL before he realizes, hey, this running stuff hurts because these boys don't play. And I think the running stuff will get shut down. By no means is he a Lamar Jackson or someone like that. Look at Tua Tagovailoa. He's a runner too.
Mm-hmm.
He don't run anymore.
Yeah.
I
think a lot of I think
We gotta hurry it up.
I think the NFL likes to focus more on the pocket passer presence as far as the scrambling presence.
Now it is more of a scrambling presence. You should have a dual threat at quarterback.
But look at Tom Brady.
Well, look at your Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning. If he ran, someone was shooting at him.
Yeah.
Eli Manning, same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Brett Favre.
Yeah. Currently, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You know, these are guys that can throw the ball. I mean, they can thread a needle.
And you know what? I think the NFL should stick with that. Just pocket presence, you know.
But you should have the threat there, I think, just because when that pass rush comes, because you've only got a couple of seconds.
Right. Well, I mean, that's why. I mean, you gotta be that field general. You gotta be able to recognize that rush and then get the ball off quick.
Get it out quick.
Yeah, that's what Tom Brady and that's what Brett Favre and
that's what
Aaron
makes
Rodgers.
them elite.
Yeah, they all had
elite.
that. They all had
Ben
that.
Roethlisberger. You know, that's a name that you don't hear anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell us what you think. Tell us what you think are who do you got going? Who do you got going where? What upsets do you have? Who are you picking in baseball and MLB? We didn't even touch on the NBA today, which is sad for my heart. But get out and watch some races. Tell me what you think about those refs, man.
Exactly.
That is just, it's hurting me, you know, because they're not being held accountable for their calls.
Right, they're not being looked at.
They're not, and so what do you think? Am I just blowing smoke? What am I doing?
We see it. We know you all see it. You know, tell us your intake. Give us your opinion on it. Write it down in the comments. And as always, like, subscribe, follow, so that we can go live, and then we can bring you to live on actual games. Because
you'll get my thoughts right off the bat.
I'm thinking about going to the Gators Vanderbilt baseball game April 4th, 5th, or 6th. One of those days. But yeah, we will definitely be doing a video on that for sure.
And we're going to hit on, I'm going to get up to the Gulf Coast State College games. A couple of them I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I know probably no one out there has ever even heard of them. But, you know, the Commodores are our home team as far as Panama City goes. So I want to support them a little bit. Definitely going to get out and see the Wahoos.
Yeah,
you know, go Pensacola.
Yeah.
So let's do it, man.
All right.
What else you got? Anything?
I think that's going to be it for the day. Till next week. As always, Vandy Life. Later, fans.
Out.